We are going to do a social media challenge starting February 1st, and it's going to be 29 days of curated content inspiration. And so how it looks is there'll be the calendar laid out. Each day is going to have a different task that you can do on social media. You can go right through the calendar, 1 through 29, and do them that way. Or you could just like pick and choose what feels good for you. You could do like 2 in one day. Some days will have 2 in one days, but it doesn't mean you have to do it on Monday, February 1st, which I don't even think that's a Monday, but I'm just saying like you can go through and pick and choose the day you decide to do it. But if you complete the calendar, you'll be entered in to win prizes that Katrina has generously put forward for us. There will be a grand prize. I think we're doing like first, second, third, and then like some participation stuff too. Everybody, if you complete the calendar, is going to get a prize. But there's going to be bonus content too within there. So there'll be chances for us to kind of be competing against each other, but ultimately like you're competing against yourself. So we're going to focus primarily on Instagram and Facebook because I think that's where most of us are. But also embedded in there, we're going to be able to maybe get more comfortable with YouTube. I just did the Mandy Sommers 5-day boot camp, and it was super inspirational to really capture your ideal audience through YouTube by sharing stuff you're super passionate about and gaining up an audience in that way. So I know I said this before we started recording, but a lot of times our social media following, especially when we start out, is our warm network. And a lot of those people that you want involved with oils probably already are, or you're already in the process of it. And then like those people are going to run out. So it's about putting yourself out in a way that's authentic. So that way you can have those people find you from YouTube on your social media pages. If you don't want to do YouTube videos, you don't have to. You're going to still be able to participate and have the chance to win in the social media challenge. But it was kind of a way that we could do both of this and have the camaraderie of each other if you want to try to do the YouTube stuff too. So we're going to use a program if you do the YouTube part, and it can even be beneficial to you if you're making reels or posting, is Keywords Everywheres, and that really helps narrow down your audience and know exactly who you're talking to.
That's what the program is called.
Yeah, Keywords are everywhere. And it's basically just an extension in your browser. So when you're typing something in on Google, it's going to help you really refine what you're saying. I think it works with like ChatGPT, which is like the AI stuff to help really focus in on who your audience is. So that way they can find you. So what I wanted tonight to do was, one, get your input on what we want to see in the social media calendar. And if people are watching the recording, they can also chime in and like really what it is that we want to see. If you're also like hating the layout of it and you have a better suggestion, like if you don't want it to be the way I said, like nothing is set in stone yet, so we can make adjustments there too. So that's there on the table for us to talk about. And then the other thing that I wanted all of us to do was get really clear on what our 5 pillars are. And there'll be a spot on the calendar for you guys to download the calendar and write in what your 5 pillars are going to be. So that way you're really clear on what you're posting, why you're posting it, and it can be authentic to where you really enjoy talking about things. So let's go ahead and I'll just give you guys a couple of minutes here to write down 10 topics that you love to talk about. And it should just be 10 things that come up pretty quickly for you. Let me know when you have your 10 things.
Brittany, hi.
Hello.
What would you do like would I say spirituality or would I say like all the things in spirituality? Because I kind of like really started dumping a bunch.
Yeah. So that's okay. I'd say like you could definitely keep it broad.
Because I've
And then
narrowed like I have like my 5 pillars, and then because I've actually been making a spreadsheet for content stuff. Like I've been doing a lot of this, which I'm so pumped because it's like, oh, now we all get to do it together. But
yeah.
I've got like my 5 pillars and then topics within my
Okay.
5 pillars.
So where I'm going with this is that we want to pick like 2 or 3 of these 10 that light us up the most. And then that's where you're going to start playing around if you want to play with the keywords everywheres. And then from there, you can go beyond that. But where you start is you narrow it down to like 2 or 3, and that's where you can start making your videos or just focusing your content around that and then wording it in a way where you're using keywords everywhere to really get that targeted audience that you're looking for. So it's okay if you have like more things that you want to talk about. But going back to like keywords everywheres and just thinking of it like that, it should be like the top 2 or 3 things. And then you can keep going and expand, but just starting out is with the top 2 or 3. And I was starting to get, wanted to do this, and then I could feel that like pull of like, ooh, it's gonna be hard to do this. So just really trying to let go of like it's not hard at the next level. Like it does not have to be hard at the next level. And finding your ideal clients, it's going to be when you get really specific about what it is that you're talking about, who is your audience. So before we even get to the 5 pillars, these 2 or 3 things that you are passionate and love talking about, and just being really clear on what that is.
Sorry, I kind of jumped ahead there.
No, that's okay, because we're gonna get to the 5 pillars. That's what this leads us to.
Okay.
And so within that, so circle like what your top 2 or 3 are, and that's what you'll want to start to focus on. And then there's like this, basically what we're trying to do is create the ideal customer journey. So when they find you, they're not going to just automatically enroll typically. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just being honest. Like, that's not how it goes. I don't think any single one of us has watched ever just like one YouTube video and went in and bought something. Like, we already knew the person or something. Like, it takes trust building there. So with the ideal customer journey, you're looking around like awareness and like what your content brand is. So these are just like some other things, sidebar, that I will put in the social media challenge that we're doing, but I just speaking out loud here before we put it all down. We're gonna work on engaging, and that's gonna be with like commenting, messaging, emails. And then from there, that's where people will start to subscribe, but they already need that awareness and engagement before they subscribe to you or opt in or get your freebie or load whatever, upload whatever you would like them to. And then we're going to customer discovery. Melissa puts in, yes. So I've heard both ways of like putting it, attraction marketing, customer discovery. And then as we get them subscribed, that's when they can convert and come to like our classes and our webinars, things like that. It's not until that point that they get excited and buy in. Like if we're looking at a timeline of what your typical person is who does not know you, they're not your friends or family member, they're finding you online. And then essentially they'll ascend. They have results that they've seen through the products, through others' testimonies, and then advocate doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be a wellness advocate, but they're going to have continued education, which I think is what we all want for our customers. Like we don't just want them to get some frankincense and then be done with us. And then there's the next kind of final level of promoter, and that's where people are referring their friends. They're sharing your content. They're doing that. So within like that stuff that excites us, we're also going to have the deeper levels of like what we're actually doing on the day-to-day when it comes to social media, and having that intention behind what we're posting is to set our customers up for that ideal customer journey. So hopefully I didn't lose you on that stuff, but it really got me excited when I was thinking of like having purpose behind like what I'm posting, because sometimes it can just feel like I want to share inspirational content without structure because I want it to be authentic, but I also want that deeper layer of like structure of what I'm actually doing. Does that make sense to anyone? Okay. If not, that's okay too, but so with this being said, what this whole thing can look like if you did want to kind of visualize for yourself, this keywords everywhere, making YouTube videos, getting people set up, that's looking like spending like 3 hours a day on your doTERRA business. So that's like a lot. But also that was with the $50,000 a month residual income that Mandy Sommers is making. So it was cool to like have all those pieces out there. And I'm like, 3 hours a day is a lot to be spending on social media and like putting effort towards it. And that was looking at it from that $50,000 a month standpoint. Her systems that she has in place cost less than a couple $100 a month. And like, I'm not trying to just like hype her up and stuff, but she is enrolling the most people of any wellness advocate in doTERRA. So I was like totally there to listen to what she had to say and listen to these things. We're not going to be spending hundreds of dollars a month on anything right now because we're just getting up and running. when it comes to our social media accounts. So it's just nice to know though that the goal post isn't this outrageous, outlandish. Like people can pay like $10,000-$15,000 for one funnel, for one page to get people's emails. So that to me felt really good, and knowing that somebody who's doing it at this level doesn't have this huge overhead and didn't buy followers and all this stuff. So just keeping it with that. And we can kind of just shift and talk about what you guys want to see in the social media challenge, and then we'll circle back quick. Actually, we'll just leave you hanging on the 5 pillars because it's already 8:44. So I want to know like what you guys want to see, and then we'll follow up next week with the 5 pillars.
I feel like I would like to see what you have
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, what do you, right.
Oh, well, I have it all here. So that's what I've been reading off too as part of it. I have stuff that's why I didn't share my screen, because I don't have it on a screen. But I have stuff that I pulled from Jesse Kobenschlags, which a lot of it was like post a reel, post in your stories, go live. Like that was kind of vague. I didn't have a ton of like specific stuff. We did that social media challenge before that had like actual content that you could just share and upload, like copy and paste and upload it into wherever. But you know, I thought we could pull from our own creative juices and things like that, unless you guys would rather have like already curated content.
So are you thinking content both doTERRA centered, and like are all of the posts going to be about doTERRA, or are some just like engagement posts, or what are the thoughts around that?
I wasn't thinking just doTERRA, but just keeping in line with what it is that we're passionate about talking about, which I would bet everybody had doTERRA on their list. But it was more of part of it is like one of the things I had is like introducing yourself to your audience and having a post where you introduce yourself and let your audience know that you are a wellness advocate. Because I don't know about you guys, but I know I have people on my team who have never posted that they are involved with doTERRA. They share things, like they share the BOGOs, they share what oils can do, they share different things, but like there's never been an introductory post that says, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have been a wellness advocate with doTERRA since 2019. So that's like one of the things that's on my list. But as far as like super specific to doTERRA, I don't have that. I had it more around like engagement, getting people to comment on things.
Yeah, I like all that. I don't want it to be just doTERRA posts the whole time, because that.
Well, that's what I wasn't sure if you guys wanted like Canva graphics that you could share. Like we could do that. Or maybe like even have something a couple times a week where it's like you could share this graphic. I just know that as far as engagement goes, from my own experience, people engage more when it's something that you've created yourself. So like one of the ideas was like share what you're doing with lemon oil today, and you take a snap of like what you're doing with lemon oil and talk about it in that way.
Yeah,
And like then it's not just this like pretty graphic from Canva that has lemon, like it's actually in your life and you can show them your messy kitchen in the background or whatever. or your Instagram worthy house if you're Carrie and you have this beautiful the rack that you have on your wall, you know what I'm talking about. I love every time you post that in the background. I'm like, oh, it's just the prettiest backdrop. So thoughts on specific things that you want to see?
If anyone wants to stick around for those who are interested in reels, and it could even kind of go with stories too. I don't know if we'd want to do it recording or not because I'd be open to sharing what I've been working on in the background, and I'm still working on it, but I've been doing a lot of analyzing and watching a lot of accounts on Instagram, and I've been putting things into a spreadsheet. And like I said, like I'm still narrowing it down and organizing it, but my account and whatnot has changed significantly since I started doing this, as far as like views and interactions and stuff. So I'd be more than willing to share that.
I love it. And that's part of like that stuff that we had from before when Jessie shared her stuff. It was like how to read the analytics and that. So I just thought we could still put that within there. Like that's part of this challenge. Like that information is there if you want it. And also it'll be days 1 through 29, do this checklist. Because I know like I think that's awesome. And that's where I want to go with this, Carrie.
Oh, I don't even mean to like look at the analytics. I mean, I could even just share my screen and show like the spreadsheet of what I've been doing to make reels and stuff to like simplify it. Because I've been
Okay.
rolling out a lot of reels on like the topics that I'm interested in talking about. And it went from like me taking almost like a stinking hour to post a reel because I'm analyzing it and I got to record it this way and edit, and now it literally, besides some of the background work with figuring out what topic I want to talk about and plugging it into the spreadsheet, but I'm setting up that basis and now I can throw out a reel in literally like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's been so simple. And I'm still talking about the things that are in alignment. I mean, I'd be more than willing, but I
Yeah,
don't
if
have
you
to
want to
share.
share your screen, I can give you access or you
Yeah,
don't
if you
have to.
want.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to
Yeah,
record it
I
because
feel like that could be helpful just for people to see
okay,
like organizationally like what's
don't
happening.
judge because it's not like
Yeah. No.
super you.
And that's
Yeah.
why I was just today too, I figured we could talk about things that like you wanted to see. Like where are your struggles when it comes to social media? Is it ideas on what to post? Is it like we all have our own different struggles. That's why I was curious where people were at.
Yeah, for me, I post in the moment. I don't like do the whole spreadsheet thing. I
See,
mean,
that's how I've always been, and I always had like a big block up against it until I started doing this. I'm like, oh. So, like, one of the main things I've been hearing from, you know, or seeing that people are sharing is because I would always record something in the moment or make my reel in the moment. And what I'm seeing people say is like, you already have all of your reels in your phone. Just take the little clips of the videos and stuff that you already have because it's not even necessarily the video that has to be. I mean, you know, if we're making a veggie capsule or something, of course we might want to record it right then and there. But like I've just been throwing reels out there of like my girls that were running around in the summertime and it's currently winter. And then it's just the content that I'm putting inside of the video is what's generating, you know what I mean? And I think of that ahead of time. If you want, I could share my screen quick because maybe it'd make a little more sense once I show it.
Right.
And I don't want to like overwhelm anyone that isn't
No.
into reels and stuff because it might be.
And I get that too. And that was like the part of it is like let go of it being hard at the next level. And I feel like that is exactly what you're saying. Like you aren't going out and recording yourself necessarily, like you're pulling content you already have off your phone and turning it into a reel. There's also ways that you can just take a picture that you have on your phone and turn it into a reel. And it's like, I think it just depends on where people want to go with this. And I love what you're doing and like having that next level embedded within the social media challenge so we can meet everyone where they're at, right? Like
hmm
you don't have to make it difficult, but I think like helping you like level up to where you're more comfortable posting. Like you said, you would spend forever creating a reel and now you've got it down where you can do it quick.
I've been super proud of myself like that because I've always been on the struggle bus with reels. They've always taken me so long. I've always overcomplicated it. And yeah, I've been having fun with it, just trying it out. Am I ready to share?
Yeah,
Can I share?
I think I
Oh,
need to go
sorry.
post. That's fine.
You guys are proud. So this is what I've just been throwing in there. Like I said, it's not fully done, and you can see that. Oh wait, you guys are all kind of in my way, so I don't know what you can you see the whole spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, well, you guys are in my way. Okay, there we go. So over on the side, I just started brain dumping the pillars. Like I love what you're saying, Brittany, with narrowing down 2 to 3 topics. That's something that I want to work on. But like I said, I just started all this. So over here, all the way to the left, I have my pillars, my 5 pillars, and then kind of different topics within them. Don't pay attention to this week thing right at the moment because again, that was just brain dumping. I'm not following by that. As you can see, I organized it with the pillar based on which topic it is.
Hmm.
And then this is the topic just means these little guys under each pillar. So again, I don't want to overwhelm you, but the hooks are really what's gonna pull people in, creating a captivating hook right at the beginning, and you want that on top of your reel so you can grab people in. And then scrolling down, like this is all the stuff that I've already used, so try not to jump around.
Yeah. I love
And
this.
then yeah, and then like the content, the problem aggregate solution, that doesn't fall into the vibe with every reel that I post, but I try to put that in there, and that's what you would put generally in like the text of the reel, like not on the screen, but underneath when you push people into your caption. Um, Call to action, and I also have 3 call to actions. Sorry, this is kind of all over the place. I hope it makes sense to you
It
because it
does.
does to
It
me.
does. And I feel like we could have some like template like this. So if somebody does
Right,
want to like do this, that it's there.
right. And then like the 3 call to actions, because I've been seeing a lot of people say like save this for later, follow, and then you tag yourself for more or comment like an emoji down below. So like this is a combination of like Jesse Lee's stuff, like a lot of things I've been compiling over a long time to kind of put in together. Obviously over here you would have your offer, like your free ebook or whatever you want to throw in there, inviting to a class. And then this is just my little thing, if I used it or posted it, and then what the performance did. Because, and I don't always attach myself to the performance because I know sometimes that can change depending if it was Instagram or Facebook or whatever. But then, if it was if it rocked out, it was kind of a bummer dude, or I need to change it because I haven't gone through. And then, I just put it in gray if I've already also used it, just so it's quicker for eyesight for me.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said, I literally just started this maybe 2 weeks ago, or it's since the holidays, and so far I'm feeling so comfortable with it. I just go through even my Google Photos. I have videos from like when Georgia was little and she's 10 now. So I'm like, oh, and I'm like excited to repost when she was little and then just use these things, you know, to already have content. And then on a day I'm feeling fresh, I'll either go outside or I'll do something. And I've just been creating a video on my normal gallery because I want to have that in my phone all the time. Because if something happens, I get shadow banned or something happens to my social media account, I'll always have my videos. That's why I try not to do too much on my graphs or your drafts and Instagram reels.
Yeah.
And So I do it on my phone and I'll go around the house. I try to change backgrounds if you want to change your shirt a few times or just batch it and just do like 10, I don't know, 5-second videos of you doing random things, like even just making your coffee for the morning or putting on your
Lot of
makeup, doing your
power.
hair. Like
Mm-hmm.
it can be literally like I feel that I went from spending more time on the video
Yeah.
and now I'm spending less time on the video and far more time on the
It feels like
content.
you could be more present in life too if you're
Yes.
just like recording kind of like what you're already doing
And then and
and
you're
coming back to
attraction
it.
marketing
Mm-hmm.
because then people are seeing you in your house versus other days. If I want to post real, but I don't want to show myself, I'm only showing my oil bottles. Or, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're completely detaching yourself from it being complicated, for
Yeah,
sure.
I love it. Well, thanks for sharing this because I feel like we could do some kind of like version of this. Like there'll be the social media challenge and then like a 2.0 if people want
Yeah.
to go like even deeper with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to show super quick.
Thank you.
I'm definitely not comfortable with like rolling out a spreadsheet yet 'cause
No,
we're
and I
just still
appreciate it. We're
filling it
only
out.
gonna give this to people who ask for the
But
recording.
even
So
I just wanted you guys to have ideas though when we're all starting to think of what we want to do for February. I wanted to
yeah.
throw that out there to get your wheels spinning too.
And I love the call to action part of it. Like that's again like getting the
That's
people to
huge.
engage with you, like you're
Yeah.
asking them something to do. And like I just it was so dumb, I thought, but the other day I shared a thing in my Facebook group about you guys have probably you've all seen these things before where it's like all it costs $0 to like put me up in the algorithm, just comment hi on this post, like HI hi. So many people did it. It was the highest engagement post I've had in my group. Like it's just fine, like that call to action. Then you go back to it and it's like people want to be heard. People want to like put themselves out there. That is like a very vanilla thing for somebody to do, just comment hi. But like when I ask people to do things like let me know what's in your diffuser today, or like certain things like that, when I ask people about themselves, like that's when I get engagement. I don't know if anybody else sees that
Yeah.
too. But I think that has to all do with that call to action. So it's fun. We'll keep working on this in the next couple of weeks, but maybe next Monday I'll show you guys like a nice template that's pretty and we can look at it and then give feedback again. I know we'll have other things we're doing next week, but I can get it off of my notebook and into the computer. But any other like things that you want to see on the challenge itself, like tasks to do or post?
I remember it from last time and I liked everything that was on there. I can't think of anything new really per se,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
Yeah, same.
Okay. But just kind of like inspiration, is that what I feel like that's what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like guided inspiration kind of.
I'm feeling very inspired by Carrie's chart because I'm very much so a spreadsheet person and I just feel like I need to make that.
Yeah.
I need
I
to learn
agree.
how to even make a spreadsheet like that. I don't know how you did the little boxes and like, oh, bummer, or
You
oh,
actually,
yeah, I
you
don't
want
know.
to know how? Actually, I think I'm pretty sure that I had commented on someone's thing and they gave me a free. I think I got it from a freebie from somebody on like Instagram, kind of like the free ebook
You
thing.
must have given your email to somebody.
Yeah, and I got that, and in that spreadsheet there were those little tags. So I recreated what the words said because it was nothing like that. I think it was honestly just an emoji check mark or something. But I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can type in it and change the emojis. And I figured out how to do that. I'm like, oh yeah. So
Cool.
I was kind of laughing with some of those. Like I'm talking to myself with these checklists.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, from a free thing I mean, I can absolutely send that to you guys. You guys can just critique it yourselves. I have no problem doing that. Just
Yeah.
don't blame me for it being a hot mess.
No, that's great. I think like that would be really cool to put in. Part of it is just like a template that everybody can have and do what they want with it. But like, I think just to have that shell, like a template of like, okay, plug in your 5 pillars and all the other good stuff. So I'm excited. I just wanted to get on tonight though, to get more ideas coming through, like hear what you guys wanted to do. Also put that out there if you're interested in doing the YouTube part. I felt really called to do that. I don't know if anybody else does, but we can all have each other's backs and at least click on each other's videos so they're getting like 1 view. I'm just kidding, but we can all share with each other too. I think that would be fun. Like we have our connection, our community. So,
Cool.
so yeah.
I like it.
But it's 9 o'clock. We can pick this stuff back
I'm
up
here.
next Monday night. But I know Katrina has other stuff too. But we'll definitely talk on 5 pillars, and I'll share with you guys the template that I have for the calendar. And I need a hard due date like that, so I will actually have it done for Monday. But I felt I'm gonna stop the recording now.